Hello and welcome to our third installment for the week. We've been looking at Psalm 139 verses 7 through 12. On Monday we looked at the letters and the vowels of Psalm 139, 7 through 12. On Wednesday I did my podcast on omnipresence, a theological look at Old Testament theology. And then today we're going to look at the grammar of the verses we learned the letters of on Monday. By the way, if you want to know, well, I know where the videos are, but I don't know where the podcasts are. Well, all of these are posted to my Patreon account, which is http:// patreon.com/Ken Schenk, KenSchenck. And of course, if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to donate a little bit something to the cause, you can there. But that's where they're all collected, so you can see them in series. And of course, my patrons there, I'm writing an inductive Bible study textbook, so they're getting installments of that 2 or 3 times a week. But today, we want to look at the grammar of the Hebrew we looked at on Monday. So here's the Hebrew we looked at on Monday. We looked at, these are each a verse 7, verse 8, verse 9. We looked at all those letters. Verse 10, verse 11, and verse 12. So we did all that on Monday. So what we want to do today is we want to break it down a little bit into its parts. So let's start with verse 7. So the plus signs are where I have broken the Hebrew word apart into its morphemes. Not morpheme, but morphemes. It's meaning bits. And so let's start with this. This is on, which means where. And the kamatz hey, I believe, is directional. To where, something like that. Sometimes the kamatz hey does that on the end of a word like where. To where. And then, so the second word, elek. So this aleph, pull it off. It hurts me to pull it off. It really does. They should not be pulled off, okay? These things are tightly connected, but it pains me. But this aleph means I. It's a first common singular. It indicates a first common singular subject, and it's used. You put, as I've said this many times, you put stuff on the front when it's the imperfect tense. You put stuff on the end when it's the perfect tense. So this is an imperfect tense. You might translate it to where will I go? Although the imperfect isn't just future, but you might translate it, where will I go? Where will I go? Anyway, this lake here is from a word halak, which is just freaky. Where did the hay go for? What the hay? Anyway, sorry. The hay, where did the hay go? This is something about halak. The hay goes away in some instances, and the hay has gone away here. It's gone off to play. Halakah, if you know about Judaism, halakah are ethical, how to live, how to walk. It basically literally means walking. And the New Testament indicates this when it has things like if we walk in the light, or we might walk in newness of light, 1 John, Romans 6. These are basically talking about how we live, that we will live differently if Christ is in us, if the Spirit is in us. But that's not important right now. Well, it is important right now, but it's not pertinent to this here. So this is halak. I will walk. To where will I walk? From your spirit. Ruach means spirit. May means from. And then a final kaf with a kamatz is a second masculine singular. Your, from your spirit, from your breath. Where will I go from your breath? Now, we also have this is the word from, and it attaches. Min, it's min actually, mem nun is what the word is. And the nun sometimes gets sucked into the next letter. That's what happened here. What we say is nun assimilates when no vowel separates. And so here the nun, there was nothing between the nun and the pay, and so the nun got sucked into the pay. And so we have a doubled pay. There's double the pay here because the nun has been sucked into it. Because there was no vowel between it. Nun assimilates when no vowel separates. Now with this one, resh, I'm not going to do a doubling. I don't do doubling. It's not in my contract. The gutturals and resh don't double. And so they tried, they took the doubling gun and shot it at the Resh, and it ricocheted back, and we got 2 dots down here instead of 1. So the Hirik became a Sere, compensatory lengthening, because the Resh wouldn't, I'm not going to do doubling. And so this is from here. Okay, so so where will I go from your spirit? And same word here, ana, to where from your face will I flee? Okay, so this is again min. There's a parallel structure between this line and the next line. Panayim is face. They're 2 faces. It's a dual, right? There are 2 faces. Everybody has 2 faces. Symmetry. We have 2 noses too. This side and this side. But this is the way the Hebrews apparently thought at one point. So from your face, your panim, so to speak. Okay, never mind. There's I again. Flee. First common singular. First person is I when it's singular. Okay, so to where will I go from your spirit? And where will I flee from your presence, from your face? Because when your face is here, you're present, right? If my face is in the next room, I'm not present in this room. But God's face is here. God's face is everywhere. Okay, so that's the first verse, verse 7. If. If, this is esak. Again, this aleph, it hurts me to pull it off, but these are all indicators of a first common singular subject, I, and that it's imperfect. If I ascend, now I believe this is nasa, and the nun has assimilated because no vowel separated. Nun assimilates, but no vowel separates, and so the nun has been sucked into the stomach, and that's something like to ascend. So if I will ascend, shamayim, heavens, if I will ascend to the heavens, sham atam, there you, hey, you there. Anyway, so it's if I will ascend to the heavens, you there, he says. God's there. If I ascend to the sky, you're there. And I lie down. So I think there's I wonder if there's an allusion to death here, because in Sheol, we're dead. Sheol is the realm of the dead. And I lie down, I go to lie down in Sheol. Hineka, behold, it's you. Behold you. So hine means behold, and then again, I didn't figure out what this one was. This is very peculiar. It should just be a kamatz in there normally. This is the second masculine singular that we saw up here in a couple places. It's behold you. By the way, I asked 2 Old Testament professors in Hebrew. I asked the Hebrew professor why this sheen was doubled, and they couldn't tell me offhand, which suggests to me that this is very obscure. And so my Hebrew friend, my Hebrew colleague, sent me to Gesenius's Hebrew grammar, which I've owned for probably 25 years, but hardly ever used. I kind of wonder if Gesenius made it all up, but he does explain these things, and so he seems to suggest that if this is a monosyllable, which is a word with 1 syllable, which doesn't make any sense to me because there's a vocal schwa there, ol. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently this can be treated shol as a monosyllable. That if you have a monosyllable, and also if you have a monosyllable following a kamatz hey, apparently sometime for fluidity, it can double the sheen. So basically, this is a very obscure note in Gesenius. I wonder if he made it up after looking at this psalm, frankly, and he said, "Well, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna describe what's going on here. I got a monosyllable and I got a kamatz hey, and so that's why it's doubled." Maybe nobody will notice that I just made that up. Anyway, this is definitely obscure. Why this is a doubled sheen, because you just don't double the first letter of a word in Hebrew. Okay, so that's verse 8. So let's keep going, shall we? Again, I think this lying down and being dead in Sheol, I think there might be a fun picture, right? Maybe if you're morbid. Okay, so let's look at the next page. And I guess I don't have this on unfold slowly. So we'll look at it all together. So there's the Aleph. We saw Aleph in the previous two verses. What is it? It indicates first common singular, that the subject's I, and also that the tense is imperfect. So I, and I think there's an if understood here. If I, it's another first nun, nasa. I always remember this, NASA goes up. So if I go up, like a rocket. And so why is this doubled? Because the nun is assimilated. And nun assimilates when no vowel separates. And so got sucked into the scene, nasa. And so if, not written but understood, if I go up, kanaf. So kanaf is a wing, and then I pulled it apart. The seriyod here indicates that it's a plural construct. Construct means you put the word of after it. So wings of shakar, wings of the dawn, let's say. So if I go up on the wings of the dawn, so there's another okay, I'm blanking. Let me do a little I Dream of Jeannie here. Okay, it means dwell. And so there should be an understood if here again, I think. If, so it's not written, but if I go up on the wings of the morning, of the wings of the dawn, and if I should dwell in the after parts of the sea, that's kind of a strange akarit, the behind part, the after part. Basically he's saying is, so in the previous verse we said, if I go up to the skies or I go down to the dead, God's there. If I go to the farthest recesses and I get to the sea, I've come to the cliffs of Dover, I've come to Gibraltar. There's just nothing but sea. I've come to the top of Scotland, nothing but sea. I've gone as far as I could go. Guess what? Verse, 10. Also, Sham, Gamsham, also there. Man, I can't get away from God. He's also there. I go to the uttermost parts of the sea, and you're there. So also there. So even if I do this, I go up on the wings of the dawn, and which means, where the sun's coming up. So it's basically an east and west thing, isn't it? If I go on the wings of the dawn as the sun comes up in the east, or I go to the furthermost parts of the sea in Gibraltar in the west, also there your hand will lead me. Okay, so this isn't bad though. Here it's talking about God leading. It's not about him, I found you. It's not, here it's about him helping us. Maybe. So here we have your hand, your yad. That's the second masculine singular possessive pronoun, as it were, your hand. And then this is third feminine singular. So the way it goes is it begins with a yod if it's a he. It begins with a tav if it's a she, and it's and then it's a tav again if it's a you masculine. Anyway, tavs go on, and then we finally get to the aleph if it's a first common singular. So your hand, it, so it's a feminine. Yad is feminine. Your hand, it will lead me, and then here yod means me. So also there, your hand, it will lead me. That is, and this is feminine, so that's why it has this feminine performative on the front. And you guide me, is it? You will guide me. There's the you again. I'm sorry, this is it's an it. It's a third feminine singular. The subject is your right hand, yamin, your right hand. The right, and this is the possessive again that we saw. Your right hand, it will lead me. It will watch me. It will help me. Okay, so parallel structure here again. Also there, your hand will lead me, and it will guide me, it will help me, your right hand. Okay? Now, for the rest of this, I just put it up here because, you know, I'm running out of time. Not really. I mean, we could make this video very long if we wanted. But let's look at the rest of them without, I'll break it apart verbally rather than with the plus signs. So this is amar, which means to say. And so there's an implied if again. And he said, somebody trying to get away from God. And if somebody said, ak, surely koshik, surely darkness will darken me. So the hirik yod at the end is the me, and then this yod is the third masculine singular he. So it goes with koshik. Koshik is a he in Hebrew. So surely the darkness, it will cover me. I think this word means to bruise, which is interesting because I was just thinking, maybe I'm wrong here, but when something's bruised, it gets dark, right? It gets blue. So I wondered if there was a little bit image of the darkness, maybe somebody will say the darkness will bruise me and God won't see me because it'll all be dark. But guess what happens? Even the night is light with over me. Yeah, ba'ad is the word here, after me. So even if I think, hey, the darkness is covering me, I'll do it at night, then God won't see it. But even the darkness, even the night becomes light after me. Then finally, verse 12, even also, gam, also koshek, even the darkness will not be darkness. Even darkness will not cause to be dark. So you can see this is the noun koshik, kate, sheen, kaf. And you can see the same letters here, kaf, sheen, kate, sheen, kaf. And so this is the noun, this is the verb. The darkness will not cause to be darkened. And this is the hifil stem, the H stem, because I can tell because of the patak that's under the performative and the hirik yod that's after the second consonant. So it's a causative stem, caused to be dark. So even the darkness will not cause to be dark from you, because nothing is dark to God. He has infrared goggles. So this is min, remember min, which means from, and then the nun is assimilated because no vowel separated, and then ka is the second masculine singular, from you. Okay? So even the darkness will not cause to be dark from you, and the night as the day. Lila is night. Also, I think a Ugaritic goddess, but that's not important right now. Okay, so kaf means like or as, and then the patak and the doubling is basically the word the was in a crash. The kaf crashed into the, which crashed into the word for day, yom, and when that happens, the word the just gets crunched. It's normally hey, a hey, patak doubling. But in this sort of crash, the hey gets popped out like a pimple. And we just have the patak and the doubling is the only thing left of the word the here. But it's like the day. And even the night, like the day, will be deified, will be lightified. So this is the word or for light made into a verb. This is a yod is the third masculine singular, it, and then this is also hifil h because of the hirik yod, and so it will be lighted. Even the night, like the day, will be lighted. Like causing to be dark, like causing to be light. That's a little rough. Let me see if we can figure out how to do that a little bit better. Okay, I think I've got it. So it's something like the causing to be dark is like the causing to be light. It's basically saying that making something dark is just like making something light to God. It doesn't make any difference. They're both the same. I think we'd probably do better in English if we just said took this kaf off and didn't translate it and just said, the making to be dark is like making it to be light, something like that. And there we have the verses for today. Psalm 139, verses 7 through 12, the grammar. Gave it a shot. So next week, I think we'll look at Isaiah 6 and the holiness of God. And then on Wednesday's podcast, we'll be on the holiness of God. So I hope you have a great weekend. Lord willing, we will see you next week with week 7.